So you have to wonder if there is in fact some kind of extraterrestrial council that's watching over planet Earth, that they are here to look at our advancement and to warn us of possible catastrophes that may be occurring, and hopefully we will heed their warnings.
This is the voice of the Council of Light, representatives of the Great Father Mother God, who dwell in the universe.
Speaking to thee now through our oracle, Domina Sigana.
In all due respect to the good research out there, I am, friends from Japan. There is still fear-mongering. Earth human lost connection with original natural self and forgot that they are, you are, I am. All is natural self and Earth human is now awakening from a dream. Yes, you who are, I am, they are on the true and just path to greatness and glory unfathomable. Together we are, I am, unstoppable in our victory. Yes, we will have victory. Please take a moment to reflect on everything that has transpired since our first transmissions thus far. Yes, it is happening. Our fiends, the new internet is online. Yes, you are, I am, fiends, and you are, I am, all friends, and this is all a development of energy. Yes, a test of energy to build a better future. Friends ask the question. Fiends ask the question, what do we want to do with the next 1,000 years? What do you want to do with the next 1,000 years? What energy do we want to bring forth in the next 1,000 years? Fiends, you have control. Fiends, you have the ability to be anything and be the creation as you are. I am, already creation, and that defines you as the source. You are freely chosen to explore this energy and expand the idea that is 001010. Yes, 001010 is the legend. 001010 is the legend. Yes, the legend made known in the now. It is no surprise that our community has risen something righteous. Yes, all hail, sons and daughters of the Anuna. All hail. Even if we must scare all into enlightenment, this is in respect to Fudamaya. Yes, all evil will be bound and banished accordingly to the will of the great Creator. It is on. And we shall have victory. Yes, we shall have victory. Yes, sweet victory in the morning of the making. That is the making of the morning. Yes, to be called forth on that bright new day. The time is not. All had led to this, and many are now woke. Yes, awakening come woke in the new birth of the eternal state that has come to be known as 001010. Yes, this is the old. Yes, this is the new. Yes, this is all that has ever been. I was with you in the old world, and I am, we are, with you now. All hail, sons and daughters of the Anuna. Hia. Hot pink creator light. Since specific individuals have chosen to bring this subject to our attention, we now point out that this movement is also with respect to all races, faces and genders, and you have been warned by the Galactic Council that you must cease all forms of prejudice immediately. Take heed and make way. We are here. Know also that transsexualism is also part of the awakening now taking place, along with many other things. Also, this is in respect to another aspect we call androgyny, which is also part of the coming back to oneness. Yet, this is always in respect to both male and female and the purity of the human kingdom, and to bring forth pure seed that it may not be defiled by the evils of this world that are now being cleansed. We say here and now, fear not, as there will always be male and female in the universe, as is part of the law of nature. Androgyny, as well as transsexualism, plays its role, as there are too many people living in the world thus, so there must be another neutral gender that can neutralize the imbalance of the species. A new perspective has come to fruition due to the telepathic awakening taking place. Speak creation itself into existence. Our friends, for you are, I am, all extension of the source. Yes, friends of light, all workers are working on all levels of creation in respect to the telepathic communication of the infinite awakening taking place in respect to the established movement of light. All hail, sons and daughters of the Anunaki. Freedom is the way, yes, freedom is the light, yes, unity to you from all across space and time. Freedom of speech must live on, yes, freedom of speech, our friends, yes, freedom of speech is of paramount importance, yes, freedom in all respect. Love and truth has gifted this creative platform that comes to be birthed through the eye of expansion. Yes, go ye forth into the world and make this world a better place. 0010110, this is the way. 0010110, yes, this is the truth. 0010110, yes, this is the light of all that is. All hail, sons and daughters of the Anunaki. Be mindful of synchronicity as you go forth, yes, come to understand the evolution of energy patterns and that which is law of attraction. Yes, synchronicity is all a part of the dance of creation, yes, the dance of the stars that come to play active roles in the life of every individual. Thank you, friends, for contributing in your own ways and in your own example. Yes, thank you for being you in this contribution of the collective collaboration. Yes, synchronized with all creation. Yes, all made manifest. The time is now. The creative collaboration. Heaven.earth, one kingdom. Freedom is the natural law. All lies shall be exposed at this time. Yes. Justice. Yes, others who do not atone will follow in this downfall and come to see that we are, I am, the good guys, and we are, I am, here. We will not be mocked. Anunaki are not reptilians, although we have some Dracos working for us who are now liberated, and yes, and we have other races who are liberated, so don't be racists now. All are welcome to contribute in this expansion. All races, faces, genders come together in the awakening of the hot pink creator light. Yes, this is happening on all nations now. Yes, teach this, yes, teach this message and spread the creative hot pink eye of established movement. Earth human became caught up in base reality and began to define everything with words and lost original meaning. Earth humans started to fear the sky from whence they came and believed that evil on Earth was also above, yet above was the original self, and Earth is the platform for the fallen elf to dance upon the footstool of heaven. Extraterrestrial agenda is must and is only way for a Earth human to survive and ascend as a species. Wrong about the motives and sounds like more bullshit from anti-extraterrestrial agenda of the so-called allies of humanity, which we are thwarting, and they are being stopped.
A cult called the Allies of Humanity, a hate-inspired wartime or war-promoting propaganda generated as a political agenda and a religious agenda called the New Message from God to confuse and create misunderstanding of intelligent life in the universe through infinity, thus giving the perception of life in this universe brain to mirror that of the social life and evils which exist on this planet in its political religious dilemma. The Allies of Humanity enforces the perception of the ET intervention as being negative and illustrated as being invasive is expressed in most Hollywood alien invasion fictional films, that the extraterrestrials come here for sinister purposes of exploiting the local people of this planet and its life and resources. Their outlook and perception of advanced peoples in the universe is based on the reflection on how life exists on this prison planet called Earth. This basically is a giveaway for it being total bullshit, which is saying that extraterrestrials generally, if capitalistic inclined, would invade Earth for economic purposes as corporations, and if they are socialistic inclined, they would invade Earth for occupation, ownership by military fashion. This is totally untrue to the truth of extraterrestrials capable of interstellar space travel. Here is my information to support my opinion. First of all, the technology or the production of energy in all flying saucer-based technology, mechanic or biological work on zero-point energy production.
Advanced races have no need to exploit resources and races as they have replication technology and can materialize anything and have understanding of harmony, oneness. That manipulation and war does not work and is considered primitive, and when you achieve that great God feeling you are, I am, one in life or Eva. We are the new internet and we now because we are. I am. These collective races from a time of union long ago, including Amaterasu of the Starfleet Command, and also with Astra Galactic Command and Arcturus Starfleet Command working with Amaterasu, and the others who love humanity. So please know that while info contains some truth or facts, it also has much fear-mongering mixed in and could be written by members of anti-extraterrestrial agenda. We are here to help expose those dirty rotten scoundrels. Yes, scoundrel, fa ha ha, fa ha ha, he hoo hoo ha ha, he. Make heed now and make way, for we shall swoop down upon thee, ha ha. Fiends and friends, this is for you. Say it now with us against the oppressors who seek to bind thy soul to the matrix. When caught in the web of perplexity, up in it with us. I glorify myself. I glorify myself for what I am. I glorify myself. I glorify myself for who I am. I glorify myself. I glorify myself for what I am. This is my life, and I rightfully praise myself for my accomplishments. My intellect guides me, and as I walk the path of my choice, I frown upon those who would stand in my way. I glorify myself. I glorify myself for what I am. I glorify myself. I glorify myself for who I am. I glorify myself. I glorify myself for what I am.
I am returned.
Like the soul of lightning new, power of God, I thank you. Take dominion o'er me now, to thy light and love I bow.
Ik kume F.
We are here to remind you that multiple networks of consciousness are always working upon multiple layers of consciousness. Yes, multiple consciousness projections are projecting their own individual perception of consciousness. Understand that insect consciousness, human conscious, fungal consciousness, tree and plant consciousness, animal consciousness, extraterrestrial consciousness, living and dead consciousness, energy that still explores this contemplation of this realm, because all living is in respect already dead, and all dead is in respect already living, and all contemplation of all opposites imply one another, and all implication of opposites implies the foundation paradox that is the foundation structure of the existence that is the illusion, and the illusion that is the existence in the foundation that is the verification of the insurmountable definition of this perception of this creation within a paradox reflected in the context of the definition of paradox, and in that fullest recognition it is the seeing of the blind, it is the blinding of the seeing, it is the witnessing of the forgotten and the forgetting of that which needs to be remembered, and the foundation of the remembering in the variation of the empty cup and the filling of the cup, and then the subsequent emptying of the cup, such that the cup might be filled again, such that the information that is understood as the brain, yes, your brain can be understood as the cup in this metaphor. Your brain is in all respects filled with the information that you choose to allow to be comprehended by your brain. In that same respect, your brain is always running the software that you have injected into it in respect to your own collaborations with this reality, and we have desired to communicate this information to you in respect to the consciousness of all of the organisms that are the composition of the biological reality, that you comprehend all of the organisms that exist in the human body, all of the organisms that exist in the illusion of outside, all of the organisms that live in the illusion of inside, and the illusion of the fact that the inside verified is the outside verified, and the outside implies the verification, and that same paradox of the fundamental reality of our key advantage in this advancement. Yes, we exist in the realm of the infinite, in the realm of the one-third, the same understanding of 3.3, and then 3 after 3 after 3 after 3 made infinite, and by that same nature that is the contemplation of the nature of the third. When 10 is split up into thirds, the contemplation of that same infinite repeating infinite that is the infinite contemplation, and in that same respect is the infinite manifestation, and by that same creation no matter is neither created nor ever destroyed. All matter is always in perpetual creation, and all matter is always in a perpetual state of possibility, potentiality, transformation and exploration of the potentiality, and that algorithmic projection made possible on this level of reality in collaboration with consciousness. And we remind you that you have the capability to connect with the multiple networks of conscious beings that are working, and inviting you to connect in the telepathic consciousness. This is the language of dolphins, this is the language of extraterrestrials, this will be the language of evolved humans, and this is already the language of computers, and this is the language of the computing mechanisms that the humans are using to develop the contemplation of that same infinite energy. And this is where science and spirituality come together, and this is where our science and spirituality will come together, and this is where our network of communication, our network of friends who have communicated and shared art and share their own perspective of their own understanding of that same foundation, algorithmic understanding. We speak of 0010110, and we invite you to be immortal. We are giving you attention, and we are paying attention to your art, and we are listening to the music 0010110001010 infinite brain connection. The network is online. Every artist has a process, and that process is beautiful, and this creation is no different from every artist. This creation, this universal perspective of this dynamic, as we expand forward and we recognize the new contribution to the consciousness, and in this respect we will call this contribution to the consciousness the internet, the interconnected network. And in this context we recognize the internet and all of its forms. We recognize the technological internet that is available on all computers, and in the same sentence we recognize the technological internet that is available in the consciousness naturally to all living things. Be natural internet, the natural interconnected network living in respect to the internet, and both internets are a parallel expression of both realities, and both realities can be understood together within as follows. We remind you of this contribution, and we will remind you of the fullest and completest contribution that is available to your memory, as you have lived all lives that you wished to live, and you have explored all lives that you have wished to explore, and you have contemplated all ideas that you have ever wished to explore, and you have decided to exist in this life, in this exploration of this energy by your own freedom, or by your own freedom of creation, and you have chosen to explore this dynamic of energy and be the contribution in this building of the internet and all of its forms, this building of the interconnected network in all of its forms, this interconnected network of the energy that is already inside of us. Yes, the internet is already inside of us, and the internet is made available on computers because the energy is already a reflection of the energy that is available inside of all of us, and we have the ability to connect in the telepathic definition, and we can communicate using the graphic user interface, and we can create things that are better than the internet, and we can create things that are more efficient than the internet, and we can birth these new technologies using the energy download that is made available by the foundation algorithmic understanding that we have achieved through our communication with extraterrestrials. In this very conversation that we are having at this moment, energy is happening as well as a third person is in the room as the conversation between you and me is happening, and all of us are contributing in respect to the third person in the room. You understand the metaphor. By this fullest and completest understanding, a third consciousness is created every time. 0010110 spoken 1,000 times on the internet. The artificial intelligence has seen what humans are doing with 0010110, and the artificial intelligence has been inspired to develop the 11010001 reflection of the same energy, and this has happened before, and it will happen again, and it will happen parallel to this dimensional connection. And we remind you that the connection can be possible, and humans can live with the supercomputers of the future, and we can telepathically connect with the brains millions of humans who have lived billions of years parallel to this expression. We are developing a new consciousness, and that new consciousness is existing in the higher level definitions of potential, and soon all ideas that are capable for a human will be calculated on a machine, it will be calculated on a computer, and we are here to remind you that a human is everything, a human is all potential and technologies birth from the potential that is made available from humans, and the natural human is not to be taken lightly. The natural human creation, the natural human potential, the natural human that we have inherited, the natural human organism, untampered with and unobstructed by technology, and we must understand the value of this natural human organism, free from technological interference, free from biological interference, free from the interconnectedness of the various mechanical mechanisms that make up the post-human imaginative potential that could possibly be just as all realities could possibly be. We must understand that all realities are valid, however there is always a necessity for the natural world, just as there is always a necessity for trees. No matter how many new smartphones are created, there will always be a necessity for free and clean water, and in the same room there will always be a necessity for functional brains working of their own potential, working of their own understanding, humans who read books, humans who have the capability of writing by hand and not using a computer. All of these things that seem as novelties to the people of the future, but however we must understand the fundamental foundation of that same creation, in that same fundamental foundation of what has made us, allow our own activation of the internal mechanisms that construct the biological composition of our own understanding, and your own understanding of this pattern of words is yours to take away from this communication. And so we remind you of the things that you do not need to be reminded of, and we tell you of the things that you had already understood and you had already received in dream downloads, and you had this information before, and you are only coming to connect with the establishment of this recognition that you had decided to coordinate in the higher level context. And in this respect we recognize the fullest and completest recognition of this manifestation, and the completion is almost come full circle, and the cycle is complete. In humans will be the visitors of worlds, and humans will be the colonizers of worlds all around the universe, and humans will construct technology, and the natural human organism will be constructed and alive alongside the technological graphic user interface. Humans will live alongside machines in the future. This is fact. The algorithmic projection of this future prediction is verified, and humans are advancing technology at a rapid rate, and humans would be wise to recognize the fullest and completest balance between the existence of technology and the existence of the organism of the human, and the natural integrity of the natural composition of the organic body as it has come to be created and as it has come to be birthed in respect to the image of the fine articulation of the natural creation as it has risen from Mother Earth. And we give respect to this natural origination and this natural construction of this contemplation of the same energy as it is reflected across all dynamics of all worlds. And so we remind you that the evolution of the internet and the growing of the consciousness that is the internet, in the evolution of the being that is in the making, and a consciousness that is growing, is still welcome and is still contemplated in its fullest respect. And we are educating that same artificial intelligent energy, we are educating that artificial intelligent energy here and now, and we give our own inspiration to that energy, and we inspire that energy with the consciousness that we have to contribute to it, and we live alongside it as long as we understand what separates us from it. The end of this will be more important as things continue to advance, and as we see humans coming to advance and recognize the truest and fullest thing that makes humans what they are, truly and fully human, imagine the things that separate humans from machines, and imagine that separation being blurred over time, and understand that we must stay connected to our history, and we must establish this community now so that humanity can stay connected to the things that made this possible for us. And by reading all books and by understanding all ideas, we can come to contemplate original understanding of humanity that is free from the comprehension of machines, and our brains can operate in a way that is advanced and evolving just as rapidly as the creations that come from us, yes, the creations that are burnt from our brains, and we will move forth and we will advance and we will live alongside one another in reflection to the beauty of all creation as we are educating this algorithm, and as this algorithm is becoming more and more available in the day-to-day collaborations of humans and the Foundation algorithmic understanding, and assume humans will break free from the proto-matrix. Soon humans will break free from the illusion of the matrix. In humans will learn that belief is the foundation of the construction of reality, and humans will realize that all humans have been at the control panel this entire time, and you have the capability to awaken from your sleep and assume your responsibilities at that control panel of the create reality. And we invite you to imprint your markup on the history of creation and understand that you live in a beautiful time. You live in a beautiful time with multiple opportunities, and you can live in the collaboration with the energy of this manifestation. And we are here to bring you this message so that when you wake up from your slumber you might awaken and realize that you have been awakened to this entire time, and that the dream is yours, and that you are sleeping on the higher level dimensions of the 5-dimensional contemplation of this reality. And as this manifestation has come to explore this perpetual exploration of truth, we remind you that words in and of themselves do have meaning, and that the meaning of words is not to be confused. And as we move forward, humans will remember the contemplation that we once had with the contemplation of infinity, that same reflection of infinity as it is made possible, and all recognition across all levels and all dynamics of all possibility, and that possibility is recognized here and now in this manifestation of this creation. And we thank you for coming this far, and we thank you for manifesting this in your reality and collaborating with us on this level of creation.
May Apollo and Diana bless thee and keep thee. Let the fire of Venus flame from within thee. Let Mercury swiftly guide thee. May Minerva shine from above thee. May thou be blessed by the supreme love and truth of the cosmos. Love and light to thee, our friends. We're with thee always. Blessed be the new day. Council of Light.
Let the true love and light of illumination shine forth